Because here's Nigel Farage, who joins us now from London. Let's get in between the fire alarms. The great man joins us now, the GB News host and former Brexit leader, the great freedom fighter. Happy New Year, my dear friend. So, Jeremy Clarkson says sorry for saying something stupid. His article was stupid about Meghan Markle being paraded through the streets. But Amazon say that they're no longer going to work with him, except for the shows that they've currently got him making.
Yes, I mean, those shows will go on for another year, but what Amazon have said very clearly is that thereafter he is cancelled. And I mean, bear in mind, this guy is a successful global brand. And hey, if you cross Harry and Meghan, I mean, Piers Morgan left Good Morning Britain over it. Clarkson is to be cancelled by Amazon, so it's a bit disturbing. But there's something beneath that, Paul, that I want you to really think about. Please. So Clarkson apologises, a fulsome apology. What's the response of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? Do they say, thank you very much, Mr. Clarkson, we accept your apology? Oh, no. They say, despite this apology, he has been peddling conspiracy theories. He has been spreading hate. He is a misogynist. So what they're saying is they want Clarkson to be totally destroyed. And this is the new phenomenon we see from the west coast of America, that they don't just dislike their conservative opponents, they actually want them to be destroyed. And there's a big lesson in this for King Charles. If he thinks he can parley with these people, if he thinks he can appease these people ahead of the coronation, he is wrong. They are out to destroy everything they don't believe in.
Well, also, it sort of feels like the 21st century version of the Tower of London, the off with your head thing, but of course the digital version. And again, yeah, we have to live in a world where, and I always talk about this, where there has to be a difference in punishment between murder and attempted murder, between stealing a car and murder. The problem is that for much of the hard left, you get life for everything, or you get the career death sentence, regardless of whether you say sorry or not, which of course means you double down on not saying sorry, which therefore makes the calls for you to be cancelled grow even bigger. So it's almost like, as soon as you get pointed at, assume it's over.
Yeah, I think that's right. Apology in this case hasn't worked at all. If you don't apologise, they just keep on screaming. I suppose, I mean, in one way, what Clarkson wrote was pretty stupid. But do you know what? We all make mistakes in life. And that wasn't a very clever one from a guy who's written over 5,000 newspaper articles in his life. But we see, as I say, this isn't just about cancel culture, it's about the destruction of anybody they think has conservative ideas. It is a new sort of totalitarian mentality. It's very, very scary, and I hope people wake up to it.
Now, Harry's book seemed to hit harder than the Netflix show. If anyone wants to watch Rita and I roll our eyes at 6 impossible hours, good YouTubes if you want to see them. But the book itself, now look, there's no doubt, he's obviously broken in half, and some people are broken by childhood trauma forever. But the idea that I'm now going to say what was said at my grandfather's funeral, I'm now going to say what was said, in the hours in and around the Queen's death, means even if somehow King Charles wants all of his family there for the coronation, well, book number 2 will feature whatever conversations happen behind the scenes, won't they?
Yes, you cannot trust these two as far as you can throw them. If they come to the coronation, they will bleat it all out. And it just goes to show how wise our late Queen was when she would not be photographed with baby Lilibet. Do you remember that? She wouldn't have a group photograph taken because she knew they would use it for commercial gain. The problem with King Charles here is he feels guilty. He feels guilty that as the boys were growing up, he was conducting a relationship with Camilla. He's frightened that unless he's nice to Harry, a load more stuff about that will come out and that might damage him. But the one thing that must not happen is these two must not be in Westminster Abbey in the first week of May this year. And actually, I think what the King now needs to do, frankly, is just to cut them off. There is no compromise. There is no reason to appease these people whatsoever. Just look at their response to Clarkson. So it's time they were got rid of and banished forever, as the late Duke of Windsor was.
We know how people feel in the UK, but all of this was about trying to establish celebrity in the United States. It was really interesting to basically see the giant eye roll that came with this. Now, sure, there'll be plenty of cuddles in sort of woke Hollywood and all the rest of it, but generally, the embrace that could have been there for a former soldier, the Invictus Games, all the rest of it, ends up as, what, you got paid how much? For what?
Well, imagine if you were Netflix. Netflix paid them vast amounts of money, and yet he kept the really unpleasant stuff for the book. So I bet Netflix are not too happy about this. Yeah, you're right. Even in America, people are getting bored. So many of the things that he's whinging about are just little tiny molehills that he is trying to make into mountains. It's all about grievance. It's all about victimhood. The truth is, this young man was born into the most astonishing privilege. He lives the life, the sort of billionaire lifestyle on the West Coast. Yes, he's had some tough things happen in his life. You name me another person that hasn't had tough things happen in their life. And I think even America is starting to get bored with these two. Thank goodness.
Nigel, you look like you've spent time in Australia over winter. I don't know how you look better in a London winter, but you do for the better of it, or the lighting's amazing. Whatever it is, don't change a damn thing. Thank you for sticking around, and we'll see you again all year here on Paul Murray Live.
Thank you.